What's good, guys? What's everybody doing? It's your neighborhood Jesus. As usual. Let's wait for some motherfuckers to get in. Oh, hey now. Let's just break shit. Well, this shit's got a metal cage. Let's wait for some motherfuckers to get in here, and we got shit to talk about. We got good shit to talk about, and we got bad shit to talk about. And I do mean bad. The kind of shit that makes your heart sink to the fucking ground. I got someone on the head counter. Who's first tonight? And we got no one on the head counter. Who's not first tonight? Dude, that's the funniest thing. Dude, I love when people join the stream and there's some fucking whoa. What the fuck was that? Shit got caught up. It's a rarity. Let's check something out real quick. What about this Flex Seal? Man, I hope this Flex Seal. I mean, I've used it on stuff and it seems to work okay, but to reading some consumer reviews. Man, if it wasn't for the odor of 3M undercoating, I would have 3M undercoated the whole chassis, like inside. That shit stinks. But I don't know. We'll see. Who we got on the head counter? Nobody talking. Creepers. Man, it feels good to be inside. Fucking it's 90 something degrees outside at nighttime. All right, whoever the fuck's in here not speaking, you're really creeping me out. This feels like some kind of fucked up blind date. Okay, the good news is if I ever have to remove this Flex Seal, which I pray I will never have to do, grab a rag and acetone. Not too bad. That's pretty much how I was taking the seam sealer. I mean the tar off. So not that much more extensive than taking that off. Bro, I know there's no notifications going on because all I got is one fucking creeper in here. Where the fuck is everybody at? Yeah. Dude, it fucking feels cold in here. It's so fucking nice in here, dude. You go from 90 something degrees outside to like 70. Oh my god. This is fucking heaven. It's goddamn heaven. We got someone else on the head counter. Who the fuck else is here? Save me. There's a stalker in here. Not saying a word. All right, people are joining now. Okay. Okay. 4 bolts and talking. Oh, what up, Cam? This motherfucker. I had to say it to you, Cam. You're like, I've been busy with the wing. A whopping 4 bolts. 4 tens, bro. What? Aldo says, how do you remove our RSX radiator support? You're going to have the T-bar should have 2, it's either 2 or 4 bolts at the top. And then there's 1 down in the middle. Drill through tack welds. Nah, bro. You shouldn't have to drill through. If that shit has tack welds on it, dude, your car has been fucked with. You should be able, T-bar should take fucking like 5 minutes to get off. That's crazy. That's crazy. Not the T-bar. What do you mean? Isn't the T-bar the radiator support? Hold on. I feel retarded right now. RSX radiator support. Oh, fucking so you're saying like the whole fucking shit. Yeah, no. That's yeah, you're gonna have to drill through the tack welds on that for sure. Man, that sucks. Yeah, I wouldn't even call that the radiator support. I call that the front panel, the front chassis. I, I was never familiar with calling that the radiator. Like when I think of radiator support, I think of the T bracket. But yeah, no, that that doesn't look like fun, Aldo. And it's crazy to think like that whole front end, that whole front panel is $165. Like you would think that would cost like I don't know, $800 or something. Cam says 5 bolts and unclip wire. Yeah, for the T bar. Yeah, it's like 4 up top and then 1 in the middle with the loom or whatever. Although it says, yeah, I want the front to sit good. Um, your wreck didn't look that bad though. You might be able to bend it out. Um, hammer it or pull it back to ballpark figure. But yeah, no, I feel you. For $165, you could drill it. That's a lot of work though. It's a lot of spot welds to drill out. But shit, man, if you got a body shop friend or somebody that does body work, it's not the end of the world. Cam says, was that OEM? No, it's just a fucking OEM replacement, equivalent. What can you do? I mean, for something like that, dude, it's just metal. As long as it's OEM equivalent, they're pretty good about yeah, Aldo says they told me $100 to swap. That's not that bad. You should just do that. Let's see. Cam says, what you think of picks? Zippy, filthy, dirty. Honestly, I didn't even look. I just thought it was you taking off the spoiler. I was like, yo, Playboy, I got bigger issues. Look at this shit. Look at Tori next to it. That's funny. Tori's like, look at this asshole playing with his car. Feed me. Yeah, it's a lot of Damn, Cam, what the fuck? I hope that's mildew under there, not rust. Shit. That almost looks like surface rust. I guess it's mildew though. All this is check this out. What am I checking out? So seeing as we got some people in here, fucking got a lot done today. I working on the car. And we got a very unfortunate finding. Cam says where the wing was. Yeah, it's dirt and crap. Aldo says, why won't it let you share links? Dude, that's the weirdest thing. Some people can share links and some people can't. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. There's no preference to change. I fucking hate it. But Aldo, look what I found in the back right passenger floorboard, man. Not good. Not good at all. Fucking Swiss cheese. Hey, Aldo. Yep. So now we've gone from weight reduction and upgrading to now I'm gonna have to get about a piece of metal about that big and cut that out, cut the cancer out, and fucking weld that shit in, dude. Definitely not happy about that, but it's not the end of the world. It's underneath the It's not the end of the world. I'm just, you know, it bums you out. You're like, dude, this is my fucking race car, and it's got fucking rust in the fucking underneath the seam sealer. You know? Bumper is trash, but I don't need a bumper. Guy said he would give me a deal. JDM DC5 front nose cut. Dude, what bumper is that? Shows wild style. But it says a front nose cut, but does it come with the support? I don't see a picture of the support. And I can't click on any of these fucking pictures, dude. What stupid ass fucking site is this? I can't. Ugh. Yeah, said it did with T bracket. Gotcha. Oh shit. About to set my goddamn chair and leg on fire. Yeah, what fucking bumper is that? That's a weird ass looking bumper. That bumper's fucked. See where the fiberglass is cracked in like fucking 4 different places. It's a very odd looking bumper. Almost reminds me of like Mugen meets Veilside or something like that. I don't know. How much do they want for this fucking shit? $600. Dude, if you could get them down to like 450 or 500, I think it'd be worth it. And then fucking find a body man who can fix up that bumper, put some more fiberglass repair into that bumper and sell that bumper, because that's not a common bumper. I've never seen that fucking RSX bumper ever. Ever. So I don't even know what the fuck that is. It looks fancy though. Like it doesn't look like some cheap replica or something. It looks like something, some weird kit or something. It's not horrible looking, but it just looks odd. All this is, I don't like it. Yeah, no, I'm not saying I like it that much either, but I'm saying compared to some things, I like it more than some things. Fucking, there's a lot of shitty, fucking, really loud, ugly fucking body kits for RSXs. It's not the worst one I've ever seen, but it's not like the best. Ouch. But yeah, man, fucking give you a sneak preview, because I don't know if I'm gonna upload the next episode of the weight reduction series, because I'm just like mad tired. I might, I don't know, we'll see. But man, I'm so pissed off about that fucking rust. Like, I don't understand, dude. The way that rust is, it's underneath the seam sealer. So like when I started trying to like crack the seam seal, well, I wasn't trying to crack the seam seal. I was trying to get the rest of the back edge of the sound deadening off. And when I started trying to like pry it up, that fucking just like appeared underneath the seam sealer. So the seam sealer must have not been done right, or the car's been fucking repaired or something. I have no clue. I don't understand how, because seam sealer keeps out water, and I've never had wet carpet in the back. You know what I mean? So it literally makes no sense how it could get that rusty where it is structurally falling apart like Swiss cheese. Cam says, where is it? Okay, so for you, like imagine behind your driver's seat, like your passenger behind you, it's on the floorboard where the floorboard meets the back seat behind your driver's seat. Like, so for me, it's my passenger back seat. So you got the seat, but then come down and go to the floor. It's in that junction, at the seam sealer at that junction. Makes no sense, dude. And like the crazy thing is, this is the fucking craziest part. So like when I saw it, first thing I checked was, oh shit, like let me shine a light from underneath the car and see if it's like a fucking hole through the floor. Take my flashlight, you can see right through with a flashlight, like right? So I'm like looking underneath the car at it and it's like fucking orange rusty. Like I don't understand how that's fucking possible because I don't wash the car that often. It doesn't go out in the rain and it's garage kept. And I've had the car up on a lift before a bajillion times and I've never seen that spot ever. Like, dude, I wanna fucking email the dude that sold me the car and be like, yo, what the fuck, dude? Just feel like I wish I would never bought this car from you. I fucking hate you. Like there were very few places. Like I took my silver car, like I traveled with it. It was in the rain. And the only things that ever rusted like a little bit were fenders, the Type R fenders. Like paint was chipped, no paint protection because the paint was chipped on the front ends and they would get a little bit of rust. Then I'd sand it down and they'd go away. But I never repainted them, so. But yeah, where we're at right now is basically like since that was the worst side, I started with the side that had the rust, painted that with the Flex Seal. Mind my dirty fingernails. I give no fucks. So then we got the passenger side, front and back. If this shit will focus. Man, focus, motherfucker. Yeah, there's the passenger side. Damn, I didn't take a picture of all of it, but I got a video. It's in the video. So basically the entire front footwells and the back seat footwells and then the back seat area, all that's Flex Sealed. Tomorrow I will vacuum out and clean with acetone and prep and sand the spare tire well. But before I do that, I have to take out the rear seat support brackets, those little silver brackets, and then take those out so I can get access to the rear strut tower bolts to take out the rear strut tower bar. And then yeah, fucking whole bunch of bullshit. Can't believe the car has rust in it, dude. It's so fucking whack. I mean, dude, if it was surface rust, you can deal with it, but like fucking Swiss cheese fucking floorboard, man. Where I'm at is like I want to make sure there's no more, if that makes sense. Like I'm talking, I want to take care of all of it at once, just like, hey, let's get rid of all the fucking rust. If there's any rust in, let's say I take that little strip and I fucking weld a piece of metal into that and it's all good. Then later I find more, I'm gonna be pissed. But from what I could tell, I was taking my hand and knocking on the floor to kind of see if everything's structurally there. And like you're standing in the floorboard and everything's cool. You can knock on it around it and stuff, and sounds like solid metal. It don't sound like flimsy, like that crackling noise when you're hitting rust. And I don't know, man. I'm just kind of freaking myself out because I put so much money into this car, and then I'm finding like fucking lemon factor, fucking rust. I guess that's what I get for making fun of that video or watching the guy's RSX with all the rust. But even at that, it's still not bad. I can fix it. Gonna have to. Luckily, though, I won't have to wait too long. Shop is hopefully the shop will be up and running by Thanksgiving, somewhere in I think Thanksgiving, maybe even Christmas. So we're at October, early October. Fucking, it's all about all we can do, you know? Because I'm not taking it to another body shop, and I don't have a welder here that can go through. Like, my fucking welder's gasless, which is not ideal for welding the structure of the car, even if it is a little piece. But just remember, guys, if you ever find rust on your car, it can always be repaired. And I'm not saying repaired like you're just gonna like repair, like do some fucking magic, but I'm talking like cut that shit out, weld a new piece of metal in. Mr. Jones, FPV, what's good, man? How you doing? It's all good. You'll get it fixed. Don't let the rust let you down on the enjoyment of having the DC5. Yeah, very true, man. I mean, I'm still stoked to have the DC5. I'm still stoked I've got all the work done into it. It's just like I don't want such a nice car I've built turned to shit. That's, it's just a mental thing. It's like almost like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe. Imagine you have kids and like somebody cuts their pinky off or some shit. Then you gotta go get that shit sewn back on. Bad analogy, right? I don't have kids. Or if like, let's say one of your kids had like a sickness or an illness, like, I don't know, swine flu or some crazy shit. You got to go get them to a fucking medical expert. Some crazy shit. Cam says it's like a kick in the teeth. Yeah, basically. It just like stuns you. You're like, dude, my baby, it has rust. No. Because like when I bought the car, obviously it was at Virginia Beach. So it's like salt water, air, oxidation, shit like that. And I checked the car thoroughly. I checked the undercarriage of it like through like front to back a few times, just making sure there wasn't any rust. And I didn't see any rust on the undercarriage. And there wasn't any like fresh like 3M undercoating to hide it or anything like that. I was knocking on stuff and making sure it was structurally there. And the only area I found rust in later was the spare tire well, but that's typical because there's leak in there. So yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass. Because like, dude, this is the craziest part. You ready for the craziest part? Water gets more in the trunk and the spare tire well more than the fucking passenger side footwell, like rear passenger side footwell. I've never had wet carpet back there, so like, you're trying to tell me the fucking passenger side footwell in the back got so rusty it rusted through, as opposed to water being in the fucking spare tire well. Like anytime the car gets washed or driven in the rain, that shit makes no sense. Like, don't get it. I don't understand. How do you guys think it got there? Like, any ideas? Rear passenger back seat footwell, where here's your back seat. Sit on it. The angle there, and then the floorboard. It's right at the junction of the seam sealer in there. So, fucking. Only thing I could come up with, honestly, because it's on the underside of the car. Imagine the car got driven a lot in the rain, or let's say in the beach with the sand and the saltwater air. If that seam sealer was cracked, right? If it was worn out or wasn't sealed properly, all the sand and the salt and if you're driving it like through car wash, driving it in the rain, that shit kicking up on it, maybe that's what did it. That's the only thing I could think of. Not too sure, honestly. Something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with Mr. Jones's theory. Just don't worry about it. You'll get it fixed. You know, at least I didn't wreck into a barrier going 90 miles an hour. Because that's GG. That's called rebuild the whole car. Cam, have you played fucking the 1.05 update? I was watching somebody play it, dude. It looks like shit. Like it doesn't look good at all. Looks like, yeah, you can jump over like fences and shit like that. Ooh. But people were saying like when you drink water or eat food, you're getting like sick and you can die from being sick. Like really die. Which is wild style. Doesn't sound like fun. Cam says, yeah, seen it, not played yet. Mr. Jones says, I've had water come in from my windshield cow area on passenger side, and the water came down through where the ECU is and then soaked my whole passenger side floor. Damn, that's rough. That doesn't sound like fun. That means whoever put in the windshield or the seam sealer or silicone cracked or something, but if the windshield's been replaced, they didn't do it right. And yeah, that's not good. You sure it's not your sunroof drain tubes? Because they go down by the footwell on the driver's side and passenger side in the front. So like, but if you see it dripping from the top, you know what I mean, from the cow, then you know it's that. Oof. Man, we need fucking space age technology. We need seam sealers and silicones that are like hyper fucking amazing. Never gonna leak. No metal that will never rust. That'd be amazing. Oh, really, Cam? Damn. So that's a GG. Dude, I knew 1.05 was going to be shit. I knew they were going to up the sickness factor, and I knew we weren't going to get, like, cars don't drive any different, apparently. That's fucking wild style. Oh, excuse me.
So I wanted to go ahead and give you guys kind of an intro to the RSX. I realized that I haven't done one car, around the blue for DIY and never talked about the car. So yeah. So here she is, all her glory. It's just a base model 06, 5-speed, nothing too special. But
2 new pistols, 1 new AR, 1 new car, and buffed the sickness.
Car had a full service history, and its oil changed every 3,000 miles. One thing that was an issue that I noticed was the clutch was never replaced. And now it's kind of giving me some issues, which I can kind of show you guys later.
Dude, I'm not sure how you mean. I'm all for people subscribing to the channel, but those are the ugliest fucking wheels on an RSX I've ever seen. It's like fucking, yeah, dubs, bro. I can't fuck with that. I hate to be mean. To each their own, but not my style. Good God. If you're gonna get dubs, put them on a fucking Escalade or something, or I don't know, Nissan Maxima. Dubs don't belong on an RSX. They really don't. Ugh. Cam says the guy that bought my wing had rig is nice. See, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. Choice wheel. Some Volk fucking C28, some fucking Regas, some fucking spoon wheels, some fucking Mugen wheels, whatever you want to get. Just get some fucking legit wheels. Don't get no fucking dubs. Chrome dubs on an RSX. God damn it. Just giving us a bad rep. Cam, how do you think the rust got in that back passenger fucking floor junction? What would be your guess? I really can't put my finger on it. I want to know how the fuck it got there. Some type of water, some type of moisture. But literally, I've never seen the rust discoloration on the underside of that car anywhere, which makes zero fucking sense. Cam says salt air through a crack in the seam sealer. It's got to be it. That shit ate it up, dude. It's true that sea air contains many salt particles, and those salt particles do cause accelerated rusting of automobile bodies exposed to that air. Sea air is salty for the same reason that the ocean water is salty. When water evaporates, its load of dissolved salt is left behind. Woo. Yeah, I probably should have never bought a beach car. But Cam says salt air will do it. Look at an old import from Japan. Or look at a New York car. Yeah, true story. Yeah, I gotta train my brain. I'm like fucking chicken with its head cut off. I'm like, dude, my car has rust. Oh my god, like real rust. Hole through the floor. Not good. All metals will corrode in the presence of salt, though aluminum does not exhibit rusting like steel does. It will develop a chalky film and pitting in the metal surface when exposed to salt for long periods. A neutral soap and water wash will help remove the oxidized film. Interesting. Very interesting. Cam says, I'll be back. Have to bring the cars in, put them out front because I don't want people seeing my shit. What, are they going to steal it? You goddamn British convicts. This man said, I don't want people seeing my shit. Ugh. Dude, that thing's ridiculous. Dude, that thing rips. $941, Jesus. Fucking all motor 4-cylinder. Fucking faster than a 10-second car. That's crazy. Screw Attack, what's good, man? How you doing? Dude, he's fucking moving. 937. Jesus. Number 4 on top 10 all motor Honda list. Best pass 926 at 148 miles per hour. What the fuck? 4-piston doesn't fuck around. So Screw, what's up? Fucking working on the car, doing the Flex Seal, weight reduction series, yada yada. So I prepped and wiped down all the excess left behind tar and stuff like that after I dug up, dry iced and chiseled up the sound deadening. So then I took acetone in a rag and just wiped every bit of the tar I could get off, all the excess. Then I took Scotch-Brite and just, kind of scuffed up the area, so that the Flex Seal could adhere to it good, right? So when I was in the back passenger footwell, we found something that you never want to find. And you want to know what that is? Yep. Look at that shit, bro. That is not what you want to see. So apparently, me and my crony, my Australian scientist Cam, we've been assimilating. We've been making assessments. So the car came from Virginia Beach, and I checked the motherfucker for rust. I was like, yeah, I want to make sure this bitch doesn't have rust because it's a beach car. Salt air causes rust. It accelerates rust, right? So fucking I checked on the underside and I didn't see a speck of rust anywhere, and it didn't look like fishy, like they were trying to cover it up or anything like that. You know what I mean? I was knocking on the panels underneath, making sure it was all structural and shit. So what I think the seam sealer in the back, the junction, the back, your passenger back seat. So you got your seat here, you got the wall that comes down, then you got the floorboard. So the junction right here, there's a big gob, big strip of seam sealer. I think the seam sealer was cracked, and basically the seam got salt air because it's on the underside of the car. Think about the wind gushing underneath the car. You know what I mean? So basically, salt air going through that motherfucker so much, it accelerated the rust, water on the ground, rain, whatever, washing the car. So basically, the seam sealer is cracked, salt air, moisture and stuff got through, and it just went to fucking town. Because that ain't like no surface rust. That is a hole through the motherfucking floor. Like, it's probably like a strip that's like this big, or maybe like this big. It's probably like 5 or 6 inches by a quarter or a half inch, maybe. But yeah, not good. So, a little bummed out, but dude, we'll fix it. That's all I can do. I gotta train my lizard brain to not be upset, even though I am upset, because it's like seeing one of your children, your baby's like injured or some shit, You're like, oh no, not rust. You got cancer. Fuck. We gotta get you some chemo. Let's see. Screw Attack says, do you have a grinder? Could you grind it back to see how far it went? Well, yeah, we're gonna do that once we're gonna correct it. We'll grind it back, but reason I think it's like a strip that maybe like this big is you can knock on the metal right near it, up on the vertical part, and then on the floorboard in front of it. I can stand on it. You know what I mean? It's structurally there, but that one little corner, it's all underneath the seam sealer. So the seam sealer was cracked, air was getting through, and fuck shit, But first area I started with the Flex Seal was that corner where the rust is, if this shit will focus. So it's all Flex Sealed. It's doing its thing. Then I moved and did. This shit will focus. There's the passenger side of the car, the footwell, and the back seat, and then the front passenger side footwell. I started on that side because I was like just so sketched out. Then I've done the driver side footwell in the front, driver side passenger footwell, and then the driver side seat. So basically the whole front, like whole front and back inside of the car is done with Flex Seal. It's all good. Gonna give it the night to dry. They say wait 24 hours before you put another coat on it. So I started working on it probably about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. No, probably like 6:30. And I got done at 11. So I put about 4.5 hours into it, prepping and painting and cleaning and all that stuff. But yeah, I'll fucking do the spare tire well tomorrow. I was gonna do it tonight, but I was just like, I threw in the towel. I was like, dude, I am so fucking bummed out. I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, it's never ending with this car. Dude, I was thinking about this. You guys want to hear a funny dream? Tube chassis car. Just build a drag car. Don't got to worry about shit. Like, if you build a tube chassis car, you built it, it's not rusted, That'd be so much fun. Man, that'd be the best peace of mind. But what are you going to do with the tube chassis car? All you can do is race it. That's it. So that's a short-lived dream. Like if I was like some kind of professional racer, like going to every drag event or some shit. That'd be one thing, but Rex, what's good, man? How you doing? Rex, are you ready to see something horrible? That's probably not the. He says busy at work, but having the stream run. What's up? I'll show you what's up. That's what's up. Not good. Rex says, the fuck? Exactly. That seems to be the MO. Seems to be the consensus. Car's got cancer, man. Rex says, that hurts. Dude, I'm glad you understand. Zane H, what's good? He says, my shit is ate up with rust too. I was thinking of just finding a grandma driven base model and swapping everything over. Yep. Dude, Rex, oh my God, yes. I said the exact same thing, dude. I said the exact same thing. This man said karma for talking shit about the other DC pop. I said the exact same thing. I was like, dude, I was like, karma just fucked my bitch. I was like, I shouldn't have talked shit on that man. That man, like, got a voodoo fucking priestess or something. He's like, fucking curse that Shades Wade, talk shit on my fucking DC5. Said it's the rustiest thing he's ever seen. Now he's gonna have to deal with it. Rex says, fuck, I need to inspect mine now. Zane says, car came from PA, shaking my head. Dude, my fucking car came from Virginia Beach. Salt air is like, but I've checked the whole underside of the car. You know, like before I bought it, I got down on the ground and looked all around the car. I was knocking on the panels and stuff, making sure it was all good. And structurally for a beach car, it's all there, but apparently this fucking spot in the back seat, footwell, where it meets the top, the junction, the seam sealer had to be cracked, man. That's what me and Cam think it is, you know? So seam sealer's cracked, had air coming through it, salt air. And that salt air turned into rust and then just kept fucking accelerating because salt air is like fucking the devil. Let's see. Rex says, watch this rust show up in the most random spot. Zane says, you could probably save that though. I would need steel added. Well, no, I'm definitely gonna need a strip of steel added, dude. That's fucking Swiss cheese through the floor. Like you can take your fucking cell phone light. Up underneath the car and you can see a strip of light shining through. So, but yeah, I'll definitely fucking sand it back, see how far it goes, weld in a new plate, and fucking 3M undercoating it, seam seal it, make sure everything's fucking dandy, because not good. Rex says just grind that out, shoot some rust treatment, and weld a new plate or Bondo. Yeah, definitely weld a new plate. Definitely. Seems like 2 steps forward, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Always. But I mean, I can stand on that back passenger side footwell. I can stand on it. If it was really like rusted, if the whole thing was just consumed by rust, dude, you'd fall through that motherfucker. It would not feel structurally there. Rick says, we need to message that Rust Queen DC5 to release this hoodoo shit. He's got a fucking Rust Death Curse on my DC5. I guess DC5 stands for Death Curse 5. Zane says it's hard to come by clean shells. Dude, absolutely. I'm not even trying to betray my DC5 heritage. You know, DC5 is my chassis, man. I love it. 14-year goddamn Honda love affair. But one thing that is enticing about, like, if you were to get like an FK8 or something, or 10th gen or whatever you get, dude, that's a new car. That bitch is spanking new metal, and you never have to worry about rust for probably the next 25 years. As long as you take care of it. That shit is crazy. Rex says, I'll be right back. Work is hectic. Yeah, man, do your thing. Zane says, put that car note, though. Dude, hands down, that car note. And just like, man, I don't think the new cars have the passion. They don't have the spirit that the old Hondas had, you know? I feel like the RSX is like the last true great Honda, like Acura, Honda Integra Type R, you know? Same thing. We got the RSX. Japan got the Honda Integra Type R. But I don't know. That's just me, man. See, like DC5s are really unappreciated chassis because the older, like people with DA9s and EGs and DC2s, they hate us because our car is newer than their car. So they're like, fuck that. That's not a real Honda. And then the fuckers with cars newer than ours is like, oh, that's not new enough. That's not cool. Zane says DC5 is definitely one of the last true Hondas keeping their philosophy. That's what I'm saying. Screw says RSX or 8th gen Civic or last enthusiast Honda, I would say. I'm not saying I don't like FA5s, but I wouldn't say they're enthusiasts. Because, dude, that was the first that was the first fucking Honda that had drive-by wire instead of drive-by cable. So it's like electronically controlled TPS and gas pedal and all that shit. Like, it don't feel like an old Honda to me. Screw says, I mean, they're common as fuck. Zane says, good handling, great mileage, track spirit, affordable. Yeah, definitely. I mean, my first RSX, dude, I got that shit when I was 16. Bought a used one from CarMax with like 31,000 miles on it. And that was back, it was 2005. So it was a 3-year-old car. That shit was like 20 grand. Made payments on it for 5 years, paid it off, and fuck, man. I still wish I had my silver one, honestly. Zane says, I knew I wanted one when I first saw one as a teen. See, when I was 13, I saw this movie called The Last Race. This is back like when torrents were popping, like Kazaa and BearShare, like after Napster got shut down. So I was like, just got my first computer when I was 13. So it was summer, and I had BearShare, and I found this fucking torrent for this thing called I was looking up street racing videos because I saw the Fast and Furious, obviously, but so I find this video called The Last Race. It's a full-length movie. And the main character drives this blue DC2. And he's got, looks like some type of like B18 setup with like a Type R head or something like that. And it's turbocharged and it fucking spanks. He's beating supercharged Mustangs and shit. So I wanted a DC2 at first. Then this video game came out on PlayStation 2 called Auto Modelista. It's like this cartoony racing game, Japanese game. and they had the DC5 Integra Type R in it. And like instantly I was like, dude, that thing is so fucking cool. And it said Integra Type R, so I thought it was like a DC2, but it didn't look like a DC2. I was like, this is apparently the newer Integra Type R. I was like, this thing is fucking clean. And ever since then, it's been it's been 17 years, bro, since I've been DC5ing it up. Even before I had one. That's crazy. Screw says, same Zane. Zane says, when I got mine, I felt like all the clean ones popped up. Screw Tech says, when I was in middle school, my older brother got his first car, and it was a RSX base, and ever since then, it was my affordable dream car. I think has such a clean look, modern body lines. Dude, not just the exterior, but dude, look at the RSX interior to this day. We're talking about a 02 to 06, depending on which one you get, but it's all the same dashboard and same layout. That fucking interior still looks like a new car interior. Like, it really does. I had some girl at Starbucks. She was handing me my coffee, and like we were talking about cars. She's like, so I'm gonna buy a new car today. And I was like, yeah, all I know is my shitty Honda, smacking the door. And she goes, shut up. This thing's like such a nice new car, like yada yada. I'm like, you know what year this car is? She goes, it's a new car. I go, this is a 2004. She goes, what? I'm like, yeah, this is a 2004. I was like, she was like, but it's like brand new. Like, it doesn't have a scratch on it. I was like, well, that's because I restored it. It's got brand new interior, custom interior. It's got fucking paint and body work, fresh paint and body work. It's got fresh wheels. It's got fucking fresh everything, fresh door trims, everything. Like, it's restored, basically. She was like, I would have never known this is a 2004. She's like, even like the fucking dashboard and all the stuff inside looks brand new. And I was like, yep. And that's why I don't buy new cars. Zane says, I remember that game. That's kind of similar to me. I remember the commercials, and I used to play Gran Turismo heavy. And of course, they had the DC5 and the Type S. Yup. Screwtech says, yeah, honestly, it's better interior than my 2014 Civic. Zane says, no one believes the age, especially if you upgrade the dash to something OEM plus. Yeah, you know what I mean? Dude, the crazy thing, though, the dashboard, if you take care of it and, like, armor all it or like back like a mother's back to black conditioner, I mean, the dashboard just, it stays in good shape. Like, even if you park your car outside, just get one of those reflector things for the dash for the windshield. I mean, your fucking dashboard will last forever. Zane says, yeah, I've never known them for cracking. I've seen a couple though cracked, but it's like people out in like California or Florida that don't put that solar reflector shit, It takes a lot to fucking crack it. Like, that was one thing when I bought my car, my blue one, from Virginia Beach. I was really surprised at how well the condition of the fucking dashboard. I was like, dude, this dashboard looks like brand new. It's insane. Screw says, or get 70% windshield tint. It's amazing. Zane says, seats are weak as fuck, though. I want DC5 seats. Yeah, the seats, you want to know something funny with my silver one, the one I owned for 14 years? They had a little bit of wear on them, but they weren't ripped. Like, I'm probably like the only person I've ever fucking met. Well, I can't meet myself, but I'm the only person I know of that had the fucking RSX for 14 years, and the fucking driver side, passenger side seats aren't ripped down the seating, the padding. Like, everyone's seats are ripped. It's crazy. Zane says, I'll be getting tent before the week is out. Nice. 05, 06 are way better, though. Yeah, fucking both RSXs I've owned are first one was in the '02 satin silver metallic, and then the one I own now is a '04 Arctic Blue Pearl. And the funny thing was, I was set on the silver at first. Like when I had to get a replacement RSX, I was like, dude, we're painting the car silver. Like I'll just get this fucking blue one. I hate the blue, right? Now I love the blue. It's crazy. Like I really like Arctic Blue Pearl now. It's really grown on me. Zane says my passenger seat in my '02 is okay. Just need to detail it. Screw says, are you getting front tint or just sides and back? Yeah, I think on my fucking my front two windows, 15% tint, and then the back ones are tinted, I think, and then I need to get my rear hatch glass retinted because that tint is like ate up. Something bumped into it and scratched it up. But then I don't think I have anything on the I don't have anything on the windshield. The windshield's just stock. But I do have the fucking M&M banner at the top, so it keeps the sun out of my face. Zane says, yeah, I specifically waited to get Arctic Blue Pearl, but I want to get a repaint. I know the paint itself would be crazy. What do you mean cost-wise? Yeah, it's definitely not cheap. I mean, fucking my family owns a body shop, and we still paid for materials. It was like $1,200. Our price, it was $1,200. And that's like, normally that'd be like a $3,600 paint job. So, yeah. Definitely a lot of bread. I mean, we're not talking no like Mako shit or something, you know, we're talking DuPont, top of the line materials, you know. I mean, any of you guys that know my car, that fucking paint job's killer. Definitely a lot of work, a lot of prep. Zane says, Jesus. Screw says, welp. Zane says, yeah, that's why I settle for changing colors altogether. Yeah, changing the color of a car, unless you're mad dedicated and you got deep pockets and you got deep time and effort, or got to hook up with a body shop, like basically what you're gonna have to do that so it is like fucking legit. You gotta take all the glass out of it. You gotta take all the fucking. You gotta take everything out, man. We're talking down to chassis. We're talking take the fucking engine out, take the goddamn hatch off, doors off, glass out, sunroof out, everything. If you want it to be like foolable, so like the car, like you want to trick people so they never knew I don't know, a white one was a blue one or whatever, black was red or whatever. You're gonna have to take that fucking car back to factory apart. Zane says, but I want to find an Arctic Blue Pearl base one and swap it one day. Yeah, I don't want it show car level anyway, though. I will be autocross and tracking it anyway. Yeah, so then you can get by with, if you just wanted to get a respray, you know, you don't got to paint the door jambs. You don't got to take out the glass and shit like that. You can get by with minimal prep work, basically. Zane says, I've only autocrossed so far with VMSC. What is that, Virginia Motorsports Club? What is VMSC? Are you in Virginia? Damn, Gina. What part of Virginia are you from? Zane says Richmond. What the fuck? Where did you pop up? I've never even seen you on my channel before. That's wild, though. Zane says, yeah, Richmond. I want to do something about the rust, though. Yeah, for real. Rust repair, man. Rust restoration. I feel you. Zane says, I think I found you on Instagram. Gotcha. Screw says, if you guys could repaint your cars any color for free, what would it be? I think the new Still Night color on the new Accords or the dark green for the DC2s would look amazing on the DC5. Yep. True story. Fucking dude, like the color of the fucking old like dark forest green metallic on the DC2. I've thought about that. I honestly thought about that when I was painting my car. I was like, dude, you know how cool it would be to do a throwback to the what is it, cypress green pearl or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know the name of it. But dude, the Galapagos green, like on La Tommy La's EK9 hatch, that shit would look so fucking fire on a DC5. Like that shit would look really nice. That'd be up there. Or to a degree, if I was going classic, I would do championship white, but I feel like I would just reserve that for getting a true imported Honda Integra Type R, like the real deal DC5R. Just get a championship white one of those. Zane says you probably went to J-Spec. I did indeed. I go to J-Spec all the time, man. Those fools know me up there as their lone DC5 purchaser. Fucking like it was probably the fourth or fifth time I went there. One of them was just like, dude, you're literally the only guy that fucking drives up here to get DC5 parts. Shit is crazy. He's like, you have the whole pick of the lot. It's like, yeah, buddy. Zane says somebody did the greens. Yeah, I've seen it like a couple times before. I didn't know if it was exactly Galapagos or not. Zane says we can import DC5 soon. 2027 for O2s, or actually 2026 because Honda Integra Type R actually came out. The first one came out September of 2001. So 2026, we got about six and 3/4 years or something. Zane says, yeah, not many DC5 enthusiasts in Richmond. Well, that are not into stance, that is. Dude, you're telling me, bro. Like every fucking DC5 owner I see, I've yet to meet. I've met like 2 DC5 owners in the Richmond area that are not like stance boy, camber boy, fucking. Ugh, can't stand that shit. It's a waste of a DC5. I want motherfuckers that are trying to go fast and handle well and build a clean car. That's all I want. Those are the motherfuckers I'm trying to be friends with. Choice parts. They get the dream. They get the goal. As opposed to, yo, let's see how tilty my wheels can get. Like, do you know where you live? You live in Richmond, where it has shitty roads. Just imagine having excess as fuck camber going down like 9th Street down the hill. Just fucking, you could be in a normal car and it's bad. Go down fucking goddamn 9th Street or 14th Street or something down by Shaco Bottom and just get fucked. Zane says, exactly. I'm so glad they use base models. Screw says, yeah, let's see how fast we can go through tires, bro. See how many control arms we can break, bro. Zane says Belvedere is probably hell. Oh, man. That ass. Fucking, trying to think, like, Shaco Bottom is like, like where fucking Shaco Bottom, turns into the cobblestone. Oh my God, dude. Going like near Bottoms Up Pizza or something. Like, dude, just I'm in a car with perfect alignment. That shit is like fucking going shit, man. That shit is insane. Zane says that shit's like rocks, basically. Might as well have a Jeep just to get through fucking downtown. That shit is a nightmare. I don't even drive my car downtown anymore. I don't even trust it. Not just like the roads. I don't even trust motherfuckers. There's some fucking nutcases out there, man. I saw a motherfucker downtown, like, this was like 5 or 6 years ago. Some motherfucker downtown. This motherfucker was drunk as a bitch. It's like a Friday night. We were walking around Broad Street and like what's the fucking road? No, Gray Street, West Gray Street. This motherfucker was sauced. He picks up a brick off somebody's sidewalk, like the little brick like perimeter for gardens and stuff. This motherfucker picks up a brick and just takes it and chucks it through someone's windshield, dude. I was like, he's like, I don't give a fuck. Come get me, bro. Some frat bro. I was like, this motherfucker's off the chain. I was like, I'm glad that's not my car because I'm going to have to stab a bitch. Zane says my Type S is my daily right now, but I'm looking for a daily driver now so I can put her down and put all my parts on and try to catch up on maintenance. Yeah, I feel you. I'm kind of the same way. I'm kind of like in the back of my head. I'm looking for some type of like, I just want to find like an EK9 or something like that with no rust, which is virtually impossible. But if I could find that, that'd be awesome. Have something just like hoopty to daily around because it's getting to the point now where I'm driving a fucking $30,000 investment money pit. And I definitely look over my shoulder everywhere I go. I'm like, dude, fucking motherfucker fucking hits this car. Like on the road, somebody wreck into you. We're getting in a fucking fight. Or somebody try to like jack your car or something. I know motherfuckers that have cars that have 40 grand in them and they get their shit stolen. Like my buddy Coda. I don't know if you guys ever watch Coda. He's got a YouTube channel. He's out in Kansas and fucking somebody stole his DC5 he bought. He traded Turbo EP3 for this Turbo DC5 that was like 800 horsepower, and somebody fucking yanked that shit from out front of his house, dude. That shit is mind blowing to me. That's 2.5 months ago. That shit has never been found. That shit's in like 1,000 parts. Zane says, LOL, it's hell down there. Screw it, Texas. So that Fiat isn't your daily driver. It's not my car. It's my fucking grandma's car, you know? So like I get to borrow it. If I need to go somewhere, I need to go run to Lowe's or auto parts store or something. Like I got access to it, but it's not something I can call my own. Like I just got the keys and I can go anywhere at any time. It's got to be applicable, you know? She's got to not be running errands or doing shit, basically. Man, that'd be a gangster daily. Fucking Gucci Fiat. I get, dude, all the people I don't want attention from, like, to be like, yo, bro, Gucci Fiat, bro. Can I take a picture of it? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You should see my other car. They're like, what you drive? I'm like, Honda Integra Type R. They're like, it's a Gucci Fiat. That's so much cooler. It's like, no, it's really not. Zane says, yeah, I thought about a DX or a TL. Yeah, I was thinking, if not an EK9, if I could get a little bit more money wrangled up, TSX, like 06 TSX, I'd like that. TSX would be a pretty comfy daily. Cam says, FK, it's a good daily. You rich motherfucker. I don't even want to hear that, Cam. Zane says, yeah, I think the same plus insurance. Screw says, oh yeah, I've seen that dude's channel. Zane says, damn, that's another thought. Shaking my head. I got to get security. Get a 6-speed if you can find it. Yeah, I've been looking at like I know a dude that when I used to work at O'Reilly, he used to come in and get parts for auction cars that he would flip. And I told him, I was like, dude, if you can find a TSX manual, as long as it's in running condition, or not even like, I told him, I was like, as long as there's no rust, I was like, find that shit. He's like, what's your budget? I was like, dude, like $7,000. As much as I'm putting into it up front. But he never found one at the auction. They were all automatics. Like all of them. Shit's crazy. Zane says I wouldn't mind an auto daily though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind. Like, dude, if you get in stop and go traffic, I totally feel you. That shit sucks. Like stop and go traffic, clutching in, clutching out. I hate it. Zane says manuals are cheap. Oh, dude, definitely. If you have like fucking transmission issues, manual all day. Automatic transmissions are fucking so expensive to work on. Ugh. I feel like for that trade off, I can clutch in, clutch out, and stop and go traffic, and be like, okay, anything ever happens is clutch, just fucking good to go. Not a nightmare. True story. Oh shit! Hold on, I'll be right back, y'all. Got the ovens on. I'm not burning down the house. All right, I'm back. Yeah, we got 8 motherfuckers on the head counter. Why isn't anybody talking? If I leave, y'all can still chat amongst yourselves. It's okay, I promise. Yeah, I forgot the oven was on. I ain't trying to burn my house down. Chris B, what's good, man? How you doing? Chris B, I gotta show you some shit you're not gonna like. I know I don't like it. I hate to burst y'all's bubble. But we found this in the back passenger floorboard. Yep, that's a rust hole. That is a goddamn rust hole. Fry, what's good? Shades Pizza. Hashtag Shades. Hashtag fries and pepperoni. What's new? Fucking rust. It's okay, guys. We're just gonna pretend you didn't see that. I didn't see it. And we're just gonna have to. Fry says, bro, the rust hole. Yeah, I know, Fry. It's painful. But we're gonna have to grind that shit, cut it, cut off, wheel that shit out, section, little rectangle out, and weld some new metal in. That's all we can do. As how it got there, though, I think the seam sealer was cracked, so then it wasn't airtight. So then salt air, because it was a beach car, salt air got through the crack and started accelerating rust. Chris B says shit will buff out, bro. You got jokes, bro. It's a fucking hole in the floor. Like, I'm talking, take your phone, put it under the car. You can see the light through. That shit is. I says, bro, just use some F11. The fuck is F11? But yeah, definitely is a little discouraging. Busting ass trying to, improve the car, then you find the car is fucked. Well, not fucked, but you get my drift. It's like, really? 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 4, 9. Yeah, what's F11, Fry? What is that? Are you talking F11 on a keyboard? You got some kind of badass command hooked up that takes away rust. Command F11, function F11. Screw says, oh yeah, last time I asked you a question about the Honda gasket and if it needs to be modified, but you said no. I found this Carceps install guide and it shows them drilling the gasket. Why are they doing that? Huh. Are you saying for yeah, no Carceps. You're saying for fuck, how do I describe it? What are they like what manifold are they using? Because like if you're using a PRB, they drill an extra hole in it. Hold on. Let's look. Carceps on data intake manifold gasket guide. Let's see. For RBC, yeah. Note, if you're attempting to install a throttle body intake manifold on blah, blah, blah. Open, sure. Got a PDF file. Installation instructions for K20A throttle body to RBC intake manifold adapter. But you're talking for the Honda, like the actual manifold gasket. Uh-uh. It's like the 6th page. Locate the port on your RC manifold flange. Or wait, hold on. Locate the port on your RBC/RRB manifold flange that stems from the nipple atop the manifold. Mark and drill 15-30 seconds hole into the intake manifold gasket to line up with this part. For ease of drilling and sealing, use a Honda or equivalent K20 manifold heat shield type gasket. That port is a vacuum line, basically, in a nutshell, because it's a stock manifold, like it's an OEM manifold, it's an RBC. So that's what that is. That's some type of vacuum line. I thought it was the idle air assist at first, but it's in the middle. So I think that is, yeah, that's definitely a vacuum line, some type of vacuum line. So it'd be air, it wouldn't be coolant. Yeah, I got the PDF right here, but it's in the middle of the manifold. It's like a little brass barb or whatever you want to call it, nipple. But yeah, I would say, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're drilling it. So I'm not quite sure why they're drilling that though. I guess just because the PRB manifold has that done or doesn't have it done. I'm not sure. Screw says so it's not necessary. Yeah, I don't know what the benefit of that would be. Like, I guess so you don't have a vacuum leak? Because, like, you're gonna, well, oh, it'd be, I don't understand why the fuck they would do that. I mean, I know what it is. That's definitely a vacuum line. You have an air hose going to that. Like, let's see what they hook it to. Okay, I see what's going on. The way they have it hooked up, they have it going to that vacuum line is going to the coolant passage, the coolant neck, the idle air assist, like literally. If you look at this bottom right picture, that's the vacuum line on the left in the middle. And then it's going to the top of the idle air assist. So right underneath that idle air assist valve that's your coolant, your upper coolant neck. So like when you take that idle air assist out, you see coolant down in there. That's the neck, like coolant neck. Cam says for PCV. I mean, I don't know about that. Because on theirs, on the picture of theirs, they don't even have the PCV incorporated into like the one at the, when your valve cover, the one at the bottom, the little nipple with like people put breather filters on, they have a breather filter on it. Screw says, so should I drill it? Well, like what's your PCV setup? Is it just stock? I'd say if you're stock, yeah, you should probably do it. But if you're planning on running a catch can in the future, I would say don't drill it, and I would say delete the idle air assist. Just get a fucking block off bung, or not bung, but threaded little stud. That's what I did, and I mean I don't have any issues. And I'm running Thing about it too is I'm running the Skunk 2 Pro Series manifold. That's basically an RBC on steroids. So like it's the same design and I didn't have to do any of that. And I don't even have that middle vacuum line port or anything. I mean, they're calling it, they say if you're trying to reconnect the stock water hoses, water bypass hoses, that's not, I don't know how to describe it. It's not made right. I don't understand these motherfuckers. I mean, nobody I know runs like people that are putting money in their K series. I don't know anybody that runs that auto or assist. It seems like everybody deletes that shit. So if you're deleting that auto or assist, you can just cap off that middle vacuum port barb on the middle of the intake where it sits on the head. Like here, let's see. K20 A2 RBC intake manifold. Let's see if we can find a picture of somebody's engine bay. Yeah, like here's somebody swapping a K20A2 into some chassis. Looks like a DC or something. See how there ain't no hose from here to here? It's because old boy, look, he capped it off, and he capped it off here, and this is a ported RBC. You know what I mean? But yeah, you don't gotta do that, bro. Scree says, will I be able to keep my auto or control valve with RBC or Skunk 2 Pro with my K2 throttle body? My mechanic said he put a Skunk 2 Ultra Race, the big ass center feed one, and didn't have ISCV, so it ran like shit. Well, like if it runs like shit, it's because you got to readjust. You got to have K Pro. You got to turn off the auto or control valve function. Then you got to that jam nut for set idle. You have to bump up your set idle, or otherwise that bitch will run at like 450 RPMs and it'll run like dick. Because it shouldn't matter once the car gets to operating temperature, you shouldn't have any interference. Like I'll cold start my car, and if I try to just like the car is on cold start, I'm just like, oh, I gotta go somewhere. I gotta let my car warm up for like 5-6 minutes, because if I don't, I gotta like really like feather the throttle and stay on the throttle because it'll choke out, you know? I wouldn't make it to get tuned. Huh. I mean, once my car's up to operating temperature, I don't have any issues with throttle. Zane says, yeah, I deleted mine too. You lose that warm up time. Right. Like, and it still warms up, like, I mean, in the wintertime, it takes about 10-15 minutes for the car to kind of warm up. I mean, you could, if you're trying to cut down on your warm up time, you could just kick on the AC, just start the car up and just kick on the AC. That's going to heat it up quick. But, yeah, I mean, in the summertime, dude, it takes like 5-6 minutes. It's not that bad. Cam says K-Tune does make a throttle body that uses OEM IACV. Gotcha. Everyone asked me, everyone and their mom on my comment thread on that auto air control valve delete video I have. Everybody and their mom's like, how much power does this add? And I'm like, I laugh at that shit. I'm like, it ain't about adding power, bro. It's about one less thing interfering with the performance of the motor because motherfucking auto air control valves take a shit on the regular. Like even brand new ones, sometimes those fuckers act up, and you're always like taking off the throttle body to get to the auto air control valve, and you're getting new gasket and you're cleaning it and trying to fucking make sure the shit works. And it seems like it never fucking works like the way it should. I mean, it doesn't always take a shit. Don't get me wrong, but it's about maintenance. It's about, dude, I want one less part that's faulty, basically. You know. Like everybody thinks like, oh, power, like how much power does this make? How much power does this make and stuff? Some things are not power adders, you know, it's about maintenance, it's about reliability. How reliable is the car? Hold on, I want to look at something real quick. If this shit will load. Bro, I was just trying to see the picture. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, Google, or no, I'm on Firefox. Fuck my life. Any day now. Oh, fuck, I can't see. Oh, he's got the hose going. Okay, so the RBC. See, that's the one thing I don't like about an OEM RBC. The PCV above the alternator, they have that feeding back into the RBC. And what that's going to do is it's going to dirty up your runners and your engine and your valves and stuff because, like, that PCV feeding that oil back in there and that blow by gas, like, I want that shit to be clean. Clean. Zane says, my car is falling apart in some ways, but she's always reliable. Hey, that's all that counts, man. You know? Cam says, auto air control valve works better if it's set up old school way, not how Honda set it up. Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine it's some fuck shit because it should run good, and it seems like it never does. Always seems like it's got an issue. Eat some of this pizza. So since we got some, well, not newer people, but still got a couple of new people in here. What's y'all's fucking build goal? Like, what are you gonna build? Zane said he's doing autocross. Are you saying all motor? Are you gonna turbo it, supercharge? Dude, this dude was on the Frustrate EG. This dude was on fastest car. Screw Attack says NA 220 wheel is a daily driver. I'd go further if I had a beater. Zane says ITB street car that can go autocross or track at will. Dude, hell yeah. Yeah, in the future, I'm definitely leaning towards the Kinsler ITBs. Damn, the thing is fucking ripping. 1,300 horsepower all-wheel drive, breaking into the sevens. Into the sevens. Zane says those UK boys have crazy ITB builds with DC5s. Dude, there's the misconception. Everyone says like ITBs aren't dailyable. Dude, with the right tuner and the right throttle mapping and fuel and all that stuff, dude, ITBs are dailyable. Chris Ramirez was good. Getting wasted. The motherfucker as I type. Yeah, you're hammered. Zane says exactly. It's the tune for sure. Because tuners don't want to. A lot of tuners don't want to put in the amount of time. Like they charge $500 for a tune. And they think, oh, turbo cars, supercharged cars, okay, pretty straightforward. But then ITBs take so much more, so they don't want to do it. And they say, oh, you can't daily ITBs. You can. They just don't want to take the extra time. You know. Because I already found a shop that said they can tune me for daily drive or ITB setup in town too. Fucking national speed.
All right, so we're here at Frustrated. Congratulations on 7-second pass, Mohamed. So give us a rundown on the build.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's like a dream come true. We're on 7 seconds on the hot day.
Damn, the thing is legit.
People at home to make this dream come true. Carol Tuning, Happy Tune, all my team performance, ESM Race, Happy Racing.
Damn, he did 7.9. Chris says, I'm going stealing. Stealing? What? Screw says, what the fuck? I gotta drive like 3 hours to the closest tuner. Fuck me. Cam says, people say they're not dailyable is because most ITB setups are on huge cammed all-motor drag cars. Yeah, exactly. But that's the misconception. You could still... There's motherfuckers that have ITBs on DC5s that are pretty mild. Where are we at? Screw Attack says, that's why I'm thinking about doing E-tunes till then. Right? Ah, Gray. Long time no see, man. Can't get used to the hair. Yeah, I know. Gray. Man. You're going to be like, what the fuck? I stripped out all the sound deadening out of the car to take weight out of the car, like 40 pounds out of the car. So I stripped it out and fucking in the back passenger side footwell, we found the cancer. That's a fucking hole through the floorboard. God damn it. Never ending. So I'm about to get Bob or Jerry or somebody to fucking weld a goddamn new piece of metal in that motherfucker. Oh, and you guys wonder who Herbert Hicks is. That's the guy that painted my car. That's right. Zane says gonna K-Pro until ITBs though. Chris says, what the fuck? Screw says, does anyone have any experience with E-tunes? E-tunes fucking like remote tuning. It never seems to work out the way it should because the person isn't there. So if there's any issues with the car, it's some fuck shit. Chris says, my O2 DC5 just broke 159,000 miles. What general maintenance is recommended at that point? Fucking timing chain, tensioner, water pump, gaskets, valve lash. Yeah, that's about it. Anything that's not broken. Fuel pump, fuel pump is the fuel filters in the fucking top of the fuel pump housing. Grace says, shh, never happened. DC5 Chris says, drinking Vin Diesel beer. You can have any brew you want, man, as long as it's a Corona. Zane says, I'm at 167K myself, trying to catch up. Shit, I was at 182 on the silver car, and then that all changed. So now I'm back to 132. Zane says, change all fuses. Pretty much all that stuff. A lot of money. Fucking. Who the fuck is that? Hey, yo, kind of miss ya. I don't know who that is. Oh, But yeah, fucking, I don't know. In a nutshell, rust restoration. Shit sucks. But what can you do? Chris Ramirez, how many beers have you had? Chris B, how many beers have you had? Everybody, how many beers have you had? Chris B says, what about the oil pump? Oil pump shouldn't have issues. Oil pump should be good to go. Fucking it's the water pump and the timing chain and the tensioner you really wanna. Those are top three. Zane says one tall boy. Chris B says 7 miles per hour. And usually when I pull people over, they pull over on the shoulder. Motherfuckers in the median, on the fucking median strip. Rags, what's good, man? How's work? You're back. Rex says, fuck work. Yeah. Jesus. Fucking Brad from Old Souls fucking comments on my video with the sound deadening removal. He was like, it's so weird. I'm adding sound deadening and you're taking yours out. This man goes, my Del Sol is going to be slow. I've already added 120 square feet of sound deadening. 120 square feet. That's fucking crazy to think. Let's see, where we at? Cam says, what time is it in Guam, Rex? Rex says 3 p.m., not too far off from Australia. Cam says, same here. Rex says, oh, nice. What part are you from? Honda Man, what's good? Good morning, Vietnam. Cam says, yeah, neighbors are we? I'm 40 kilometers west of Melbourne, sorry. Rex says, oh, sick. I just went to Melbourne last April. Goddamn Australians pronounce everything super simple. It says Melbourne, but it's pronounced by them Melbourne. For example, let's say go on, get fucked. Garn, get fucked. Rex says, I was there on a work trip. Hell yeah. This man. Rex says, wait, hold on. Honda Man's laughing. Cam says, oh, cool. Honda Man says, brushing my teeth, heading for work. Hey, that's the way to be. Oh man, I haven't seen that picture in a minute. Yeah, y'all want a throwback? This man Buppy. There's your Jesus. There's neighborhood Jesus with the antics. New profile picture. That's funny. That's great. That's a good laugh. Cam says got to go out later. Later's one and all. Have a good one, Cam. Try not to torque steer too much with your motherfucking supercharged DC5, you motherfucker. Cam, you need to bring that car over to the United States. Let me get a test drive. Rex, what's going on at work? You said it's hectic. Whose ass did you have to beat? Rex says, we need to move to Australia. They have the highest minimum wage in the world, if I remember. Jesus. Highest minimum wage. No wonder Cam's such a rich fuck. This man's like, every time I talk to Cam, this man's like, yeah, the pool guy's here cleaning our pool. Yeah, I bought this part. Yeah, I did this. I did that. Going to this car meet. Doing that. Sounds like a lot more fun. my fucking painter says, and no guns in Australia. Is that true? Wait, Cam's not here anymore. Fuck. Man, it's wild though. Screw says, ever since you talked about how they import cars with forklifts, it gives me not. Dude, if the car doesn't run, they take a forklift and put it on the shipping container. Fuck that. That's crazy. Like in Japan, like basically once it's at the port, if they can't remove it from the port, like drive it, you bring your truck and your trailer or whatever, they will literally take a fucking bulldozer forklift, pick it up by the chassis, not the pinch welds, not giving no fucks. They don't care if they fuck up the side skirts or bumpers or control arms or whatever, and literally they just fucking plop that shit onto your truck and your trailer. That's not doable for me. That's why you got to scout it out. You got to have somebody on the ground in Japan or wherever and make sure that car is going to run, make sure it's got fucking gas in it, make sure the fucker runs. Rex says, I bet his pool guy drives an 11-second DC5 as a daily. Are you saying Cam is the pool guy? Rex says, I can't say what goes down at work. Huh. Fancy. Lucrative. Elusive. Rex, all I want to know is that camera you're going to trade me for parts stolen? Is it government property or something? Rex says, haha, no, it's legit. Word. Yeah, it's good you're in Guam, dude, because like I think the Guam factor, the loophole of Guam being a U.S. territory, I think it's going to help us a lot on shipping. Honda Man says, after work today, I'm going to watch the movie Joker. Fucking, where are you going to watch it? Screw says, I just got back from. Oh, okay, so it's in theaters. I don't know. I don't know movies. I thought it was already like fucking on Netflix or something. Screw and Honda Man fucking well, Screw, since he's seen it already. Fucking, what would you give it out of 10? Is it like a 5? Is it like a 7? What are we talking? Rex says, I got bowling league after work. Dude, ironically, I really like bowling. I'm not even going to lie. fucking of all the mundane type of like activities, bowling is the shit. I don't know why. Get drunk, throw a ball at some pins, pretend you're the Big Lebowski or some shit. Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling. What's your Rex, what's your highest game you've ever gotten? Like score? Hanuman says, peace out, heading for work. See y'all dudes later. Be y'all. Have a good one. Yeah, that's right. Nobody fucks with the Jesus. Did decent in practice the other day. Honestly, it was so wild, I don't even know what to rate it. Might be up my alley. If you had sensory overload, it's probably pretty good. Rex says 260. Holy shit. Dude, I think the most I've ever gotten was like 220. Fuck, I suck. Screw says it was a very dramatic movie. I wonder if I can torrent it. I wonder if someone out there has it. Fucking shit. What was I about to say? I don't remember what the fuck we were talking about. Rex says, yeah, I had like 7 or 8 strikes in a row, then a split. Lame. Did you pick up the spare? This man AJ. Head tie review, Rambo headband. Oh god, I feel like this is gonna be funny as shit.
So what's up, yeah? So I'm going to review on the head tie headband. It is by HCHYFZ. So I'm going to do a review on this. So let's do this. Okay, so this one I bought. It comes with a 5-piece headband head ties. So it comes in different colors: black, red, green, blue, all kinds of colors in there.
Oh man, you'd red. Rambo that shit up.
And the red and tie it up, not too tight. Headbands like Nike, all these big brands. I particularly buy this one because there's no brand label in there, except for over here.
That shit doesn't really look Rambo. I don't know. I guess it does.
Right here, but it doesn't show it. That's the thing. So I can just wear it.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Sweat,
Is this looking Rambo?
very well.
I can't make a decision.
Super good. Super good. Very, very
It needs to be like more bloody and dirty, gone through a fucking war or something.
I get comments saying, "Oh snap, you're part of the narrative. The narrative. Oh snap, it's the Street Fighter. You're part of the Street Fighter." So it's really hilarious. So yeah. So that's what I'm rocking with. I'm on my Rambo style ish. So I like the headband. It's very unique. It's very like every time I wear it and work out with it.
AJ's a character, man. I love AJ. That motherfucker's funny. And you guys never watched Chronicles of AJ. That man's funny as fuck. He was drunk, dude. I'm still laughing over that fuck. He put out this video talking about like he was like giving advice or something, and this dude like he was giving advice like to specifically one person, like, you know, about their shit, about their life or whatever. So the dude made a reply video, and the reply video is the most salty shit I've ever seen. Dude's sitting in his car and he's like, y'all motherfuckers don't need to be giving me motherfucking advice, punk ass motherfuckers. Like, he's like, I'm me, and I'm the only one that knows me. So fuck y'all. It's basically, in a nutshell, how the demeanor of the video is. It's pretty great. It's pretty fucking comical. People gotta take advice with a grain of salt, you know? Screwtax laughing. This man, Chris Fix, how to repair rust on your car without welding. I need a good laugh.
Hey guys, Chris Fix here, and today I'm going to show you how to remove and repair rust damage on your vehicle. Now, unfortunately, it's common to get rust around the lower portions of the car as well as around the wheel wells. What happens is while you drive the car, a rock picks up and chips the paint, exposing raw metal. Over time, that raw metal rusts, and then you get this disaster right here. So in order to avoid large rust damage like this, or
yeah, Rex says, "Oh, no love for Chris Fix." I mean,
you find a small piece of
dude,
rust
here's the
or a
thing.
little paint bubble like that.
Here's the thing. If you're looking for like quick advice, if you don't know about cars, yeah, Chris Fix will probably help you out. But it's like, this motherfucker has 5.5 million subs. This video has almost 10.5 million views. That's fucking crazy. You know how much money that is? Like, I don't know, man. I'm weird about YouTube. I really got to believe you. So it's like just like kind of like one of those ultra contrived channels. Like, you know, there's no realness. It's literally just tutorials. So like if you just want a tutorial, you're not trying to like, I don't know, get to know anyone's personality. You know what I'm saying? Like he definitely has good content that helps people out. I mean, not knocking that. And he takes the time to like, you know, film and all that shit and get all the angles and all that shit. But like, I don't know, I'm more into like vlogs. Like my tutorials aren't even really tutorials. They're more like fucking just like, here, check me, watch me do this shit. And if anyone needs help with it, just ask me a question. Let's see. Rex says, I've been replacing brakes all my life, but I'll watch his vid on it. Chris B says, yeah, he has some good content. Screw says, I wouldn't ask him how to build a motor for me, but some of his cleaning shit is good. Yeah, you know, like it's across the board general car shit, you know, like I don't know, how to rebuild the entire front suspension in your car or truck. So like that's any car or truck. Like let's say it was like something specific to an RSX like that he didn't cover, he ain't helping us, you know, or how to do a fucking timing chain on a K series. He ain't helping us on that. So it's not really Honda specific. It's just across the board. That's what I mean, you know? And he makes good content, but I'm saying for like 6 million subs, like he's not particularly my favorite, you know? Like once you get up in the multiple hundreds of thousands of like subscribers and millions of subscribers, like I don't know, the pressure is on. Because this fool is making bank. You got to keep in mind, guys, this guy is making fucking stacks. Rex says, who's OG with Eric the Car Guy? See, that's what I'm saying. If it came down to Chris Fix versus Eric the Car Guy, I would rather watch Eric the Car Guy. Because Eric the Car Guy's got a big following, right? But he seems like a real motherfucker. Like Chris Fix don't even show you his face. And to me, that's like weird. See, like when I'm watching gaming streams, fucking, if you're streaming a video game and you don't got the fucking camera on, so I at least know can put a face to a fucking channel, I don't watch you, you know? Rex says Andy has Honda love. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like fucking Eric the Car Guy had a fucking video a little while ago, like a week ago, I think. It was what he thinks about K-swap cars and shit, and he's got a good fucking opinion on it, you know, like the ones that are rare, like a DC2 Type R, somebody K-swaps that, get fucked. Keep the B18C in it, you know? It's a fucking rare collector's car and they're fucking K-swapping them. Like, get a fucking a GSR or some shit. Screw Attack says, how about your hot take on Scotty Kilmer? Fucking Scotty Kilmer is the most clickbait motherfucker on the planet. On the planet, dude. More recently, too. His videos are getting so clickbait, I've unsubscribed. You know? And his shit is just, I hate his yeah, dude's been a fucking mechanic for like 5-6 decades, a century, whatever the fuck it is. So I understand that, you know, wisdom, and I'm an old timer. I get to tell the new timers how shit is. But dude, a lot of times his shit is kind of inaccurate. Screw Attack says, rev up your unmodified engines. Rex says Scotty Kilmer can fucking disappear. Dead ass, dude. Have you guys seen 802 Garage's fucking parody of Scotty Kilmer? 802 Garage is a gangster here. For anybody that hasn't seen it, it's pretty fucking great.
It's time for the Scotty Kilmer channel. Well, you might look at this car behind me and think, wow, that's a pretty nice car, Scotty. But it's got one big problem, and I'm going to tell you what it is. You see, back here tucked away in the Subaru decided to use a turbocharger. Now, a turbo is basically a couple fans, and one gets spun by your exhaust, and the other one is supposed to push air into your engine. But, if you ask me, the way I see it, as well as I can see, Subaru is full of hot air. Recently, lots of car manufacturers have been using turbos to try to get more power and fuel economy, but it's just not possible to do both things at once. Actually, in Japan, you could even get these older Imprezas with a turbo, but they didn't bring them to America because they were too unreliable. Matter of fact, in Japan, these cars were catching fire and blowing up all over the place. I know because I heard it happen at least once, so I'm lucky I'm not sitting in a death trap. You know,
Rex says Scotty looks like Leatherface.
Toyota, when they made the 1985 Toyota MR2. No turbo, and this car is super reliable. This one just happens to have a blown engine. They made a supercharged version, but that's totally different and way more reliable. Toyota also didn't use a turbocharger when they made the 1994 Toyota Celica. I love that car so much. They don't make them like they used to. Now, you see, the key problem with turbochargers is they just make too much heat. I'm sweating just sitting in this car, and it's not even turned on. If your car has a turbo, you're going to have big problems. Like this WRX, the transmission ended up in the trunk. Listen, I'm just going to have a heart-to-heart with you. I'm speaking from years and years and decades and maybe even a century of experience when I say if your car has a turbo, your transmission's going to go pop and end up somewhere that you don't want it. Let me guess, you want more proof because one anecdote and me just saying I told you so isn't enough. Well, a customer who's kind of a loser named 802 Garage gave me this 1997 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX, and guess what? Well, would you look at this? This car's got a turbo right there. It's even a small one, but damn, the transmission's missing. 802 Garage told me he doesn't know what happened to it. None of his subscribers have seen it in months. And yeah, I called the owner of this car a loser, because I don't care if I offend my customers. He fell for an auto industry trick, and if you own a turbo car, you're an idiot. Another big problem with turbo cars that the manufacturers don't want you to know, they rust like crazy. Would you just look at this? Now, I know what you're thinking. Scotty, how can a turbocharger cause rust? Well, let's go back to Mr. Subaru over here. Just look at the rocker panels on this WRX. I mean, they're They're almost completely eaten away by rust thanks to that turbo. And you can tell it was a Subaru owner because they tried to use cardboard to fix them. I mean, come on, that's like something Chris Fix would recommend. Still don't believe me, huh? Well, that was Subaru and Mitsubishi, and they at least kind of know what they're doing. But this is a Nissan. What a pile of junk. It's even supposed to be a special edition, which basically puts it on par with the worst Toyota ever made. Well, would you looky here? Surprise, surprise, this car is rusting away, and Nissan even tried to hide it from you in the door jamb. That's why Nissan is a crap company that almost went bankrupt. They've never made a good product, I promise. And would you believe it? This badge isn't even real. This car doesn't have a turbo. Nissan's bad enough that if you just slap a turbo badge on it, it'll still rust out. And that's just how bad turbos are, ladies and gentlemen. And if you got a hood scoop like this in a turbo, say goodbye to small children walking down the sidewalk. I remember once I was walking down the sidewalk with my grandfather and my little nephew Carlos. A 1927 Duesenberg went by with a Price Factory turbo, and Carlos got sucked right into the hood scoop. It was a tragic day.
The fucking lip quivering.
Listen to Uncle Scotty. If you got a turbo car, you're stupid. You're too hot, they'll make your car rust out.
That's right, Screw, I did.
You got one, you're sick in the head.
You're sick in the head.
Now, my mom was a smart lady, and she always told me the turbo is only good for one thing, cooking an egg.
He actually eats it.
So why you can't use a silicone to cook an egg? Your car also won't blow up.
Fucking salt and pepper.
Toyota Celica. So if you don't want your friends to die in a fire, take my advice. Don't let them buy a car with a turbo. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment down below, and I'll get back to you. Because I know pretty much everything about cars. You just ask me, I have the right answer, I promise. Tons and tons of experience, every make and model, everything. If you don't want to miss any other tips on how to help your friends not blow up like this tank of very volatile gas, remember, ring that bell!
Oh my god, it's too good. Too good. Let's see. Screw Attack says, damn, should have got a Celica. Dude, you guys want to know the funniest thing? Fucking, before I found my RSX, we found a fucking, a Celica GTS or whatever the fuck it is. The really wide, like, heavy as fuck one. At CarMax, and I was looking and I was like, huh. I was like, this is an okay kind of looking car. And I was like, nah. I was like, fuck that. Zane says spot on. The lip action talks like he's juggling chainsaws or cashews in his jaw. Spirit Tech says, do you watch PFI? Absolutely. I don't know if I told you, fucking what was I saying? Oh, speaking of PFI, and you guys haven't heard my video idea. I got a video series idea coming up in the near future once I fucking, I don't know, hit the lottery or something. So when it's time to get the car dynoed and get it tuned and everything, we're gonna do a triple tuner shootout. So basically what that means is I'm gonna pick 3 of what I think are the best tuners in the United States, and we're going to get each of them to tune the car. So basically, we're going to start up in Pennsylvania at Evans Tuning, because Jeff Evans is like, dude, he's like one of the pioneers of fast Hondas. That motherfucker had the fastest Honda first, basically. He had his turbo EG. That shit went like 843 like fucking 10 or 15 years ago. And then from there, we're going to go to Humble Performance because they know their shit. So that's in Oklahoma. And then from there, we're going to go to fucking Colorado, hit up Brent and the boys, PFI. And dude, what we're going to do is we're going to isolate it. They're going to be working off my stock base map I have right here, like in my K-Pro that I've just fucked with. Any of the tuners aren't going to have access to the other tuners' tunes. They're not going to be at, like, let's say we work on Jeff Evans first. So fucking, he tunes the car, let's say it's great, but then once I get to Humble, I'm going to swap the base map back to my base map, not Jeff Evans' tune. So they won't be able to like cheat basically. So in a nutshell, it'll be isolated. So we'll see who tunes the car the best, but it makes the most. And it's kind of unfair because you're in different locations and they have different dyno systems. I think Jeff Evans works off like hub dyno, like a Dynapack. So that's a heartbreaker. So it'll probably make the least, maybe. But then fucking what we could do at the end, right? We could do this at the end. At Brent's dyno, since it's a happy dyno, we could try all 3 of the tunes at fucking Brent's dyno and see which one makes the most. That would be pretty wild style. Screw says the true test would be hitting the quarter mile after each tune. Oh yeah, that's a whole nother thing too. See which tune throws down, because if you get a good reaction, you know what I mean? If we get a good reaction, then numbers don't lie, basically. I feel you on that. Screw says, yeah, horsepower isn't everything. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all about the weight of the car, weight of the driver, driver experience, driver reaction time, all that shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel you on that. But that would be a fun ass trip. But I'm gonna need some fucking help. I know Eric, one of my subscribers, he's in Florida. He was like, "Yo," he's like, "We could split up the driving," because the fucking drive to Colorado is like, I think it's like 21 hours of driving or something, or 24 hours of driving. That's insane. Most I've ever driven by myself, 16 hours to Chicago. And that was hands down one of the most brutal drives to do. And I did it in 2 days. I think I drove 10 hours the first day and night. And then I drove 6. And that shit was oof. That shit was a nightmare. Oh shit, I didn't even see Chi-Town Shorty Shit Stain. What's good? How you doing? I don't know if you're still here or not. Chris B says that would be pretty awesome content. Yeah, definitely. Fucking and I mean, that's the thing, like I'm not making content to try to blow up or anything, but I feel like if there were a video to blow up, that would be the video to blow up, honestly. For real though. Because what it would do would be uniting all 3 tuner communities, like the Evans tuning people, anyone that's ever been tuned by Jeff Evans, all the people that watch Humble Performances content, and then all the people that watch PFI, which is hands down probably the highest highest subscriber count out of all 3 of those, I would say, because people who watch Boosted Boys watch PFI and vice versa. So and yes, I forgot to mention, I sliced the shit out of my hands on a fucking gas, the gas lever little bracket. I was Scotch-Brighting, nicked the fuck out of it, start bleeding everywhere. Didn't even clean up the blood. Just straight flex sealed it into the chassis. Gave no fucks. I was like blood, sweat, and tears, literally. Chris B says Brent is the shit. Chi-Town says high as fuck. Oh, that's right. You're the man with like 78,000 pictures of weed on his Instagram. He's got all kinds of bags of weed. Rex says, you are now one with the car, forever immortalized through the power of Flex Seal. Yeah, that's got to be some kind of good luck or a bad omen, one of the two. Who do you guys think would win the tuner shootout, in your opinion? Would it be Jeff Evans? Would it be Humble Performance? Or would it be Brent? Chris B says Brent. Yeah, I'd like to think, honestly, I'd like to think it would be Brent because Brent has got a fucking super awesome personality. Seems like a really genuine, like funny, nice person, like on camera. Like, I mean, you just never know. Like once you turn the camera off, anyone could be different. But no, he seems pretty genuine. I don't know so much about Jeff Evans or Humble, but I would say fucking Humble. Dude, Humble's like setting records, bro. Like all those 4-piston, all motor hatch cars that are breaking into like the fucking like low 9s and early 8s, high 8s. A lot of them are fucking tuned by Humble. It's just crazy. Chi-Town says, do you think I can touch 13s with a stock D16 Y7 turbo with a Y8 manifold? Yeah. I'd say so. Single cams can fucking rip, dude. Crazy thing about single cams is for endurance racing, single cams are more fucking enduring than dual overhead cam, which is crazy. Like all those endurance fucking cars are single cam, which is wild style. Rex says my buddy's got an NA D16 EG running mid 13s. Damn, that thing must be stacked. What the fuck's the setup on it? You say NA D16, that motherfucker must be like punched out ITBs. Fucking crazy shit. Chi-Town says, I was thinking EX injectors and fuel pump or 2 pumps. Dude, here, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I don't know if you know about this or not. This is actually the fuel pump cage I'm gonna be running in my car. I don't know if it pumps or not, but wait, I don't think it's gonna be able to work for you though, because you're not an RSX, but Or wait, no. Wait, what car are you gonna be putting in? When you say like a D16, like what chassis is it in? Dude, but this shit fucking. I'm gonna keep it I'm gonna keep it auto RC. RC. What the fuck's RC? RC car. Fucking this company. What the shit'll load the picture. Bitch, load the picture. Don't make me beat you. Chi-Town says my stock shit. Yeah, but I'm saying what chassis? Like what chassis is your D16 in? Or your fucking, yeah, D16 Y7. So look at this bitch. There's a company called Full Blown Motorsports. This is a fucking CNC billet aluminum fuel pump hanger. Dual pump wires come up through there. You got AN fittings for an AN fuel system. This is the bee's knees. This is what I'm getting. Oh, RC injectors. I got you. Yeah, I was thrown off by that. Rex says, I'm sorry, my buddy's D16 EG is low 14s, mixed it up with 13 second B18 EK. Hey, nice. Chattown says, I plan on playing with my original stuff in my car just for the giggles and laughs. I know, but I'm saying, what car are you working with? EK hash? Okay, cool. Gotcha. There you go. Yeah, I was wondering what fucking chassis it was because of the fuel pump hanger. Because this is for an RSX, so like probably wouldn't work as good as it could in your setup. Civic EK. Let's see. Acura Integra. Where the fuck? Shop I make. Acura Honda. Civic. Fuel delivery. Rex says LOL D16 and a DC5. Oh yeah. Chi-Town says I'm just rigging some bullshit for fun. Hell yeah. Yeah, but fuel ain't something you wanna skimp out on, you know what I mean? So the DC, like Acura Integra DC2 and the EG and the EK, they all use the same style fuel pump hanger. This is what yours would look like. $300, $150 cheaper. Fucking gangster. That's the shit right there. D16 and DC5. See, that's funny, Rex, because I always say it would be such a mind fuck if somebody swapped like a B16 or a B18 into a DC5 just to fuck with people. Because, you know, K series only, K is the way, and for the most part it is. But I just think it would be hilarious. Pop the hood on a DC5, fucking B16B. They'd be like, the fuck? Screw says, could you J swap a DC5? It's probably too big. No, I think it would fit. I think you just need a fucking chop the hood. You could fit anything. I'd cut metal out of it to put a J swap in it. That'd be badass. Fucking J35. Fucking punch it out even more. Put like make it a J38 or some shit. Chi-Town says, I was thinking, I wonder if I could use a complete Acura TSX as a donor to make it happen automatic because I'm in a wheelchair. Oh, damn. You been in a wheelchair your whole life, or do you have something happen? That sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. Man, I always think about like crazy shit like that. Like, what if I was deaf or what if I was blind? And it honestly makes me sad. If I couldn't walk, dude, fuck. Man, that's a bummer. Rex says D/B Series DC5 with red spoon calipers and an EK spoiler on the roof. Screw says J-Swap DC5 would be nice. Dude, it would be... J-Swap DC5 would be fucking next level. Hold on. Let's look this up. Let's learn together. I wonder if anyone's done it yet. Or a D17A1 to sell the shell. Dude, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty fed up with this fucking little Swedish or whatever she is, fucking Grinch. Dude, now don't get me wrong. The world's in trouble, but it ain't coming like tomorrow. You know? I think she's a little overzealous with it. And I think it's all scripted, and I think she's full of fuck. I don't know, man. Motherfuckers have been, how do I describe it? Motherfuckers have been saying this shit. Like, there's fucking 11-year-old kids like, you're stealing my future. And the future still comes, and then they're like, oh, okay. Let's see. Screw says, I tried to look, but I couldn't find anyone. Tri-Town says, and keep the K series. I have MS. I'm 37 now. When I was diagnosed, I was 24. Damn, dude. That's rough. No wonder you smoke so much weed, man. I'd be smoking fucking every 4.5 seconds. Holy shit. That's crazy. J swapped RSX. Come on. Hey, I currently have a 03 RSX base, and I was looking into being different and swapping a J-Series motor out of a TL into my car with a 6-speed tranny. I've done research and haven't found anyone to even think or try this. I was wondering if anyone out there has seen this done or possibly have information. It was covered, but I don't know where it went. Problem is fitment, not to mention the weight issue of such a big engine. It's a cool idea because of the horsepower and torque, but it won't work. Look into other swaps for ideas on originality, like you could do a K swap on a Lotus or do the all-wheel drive conversion on your RSX. Tons of routes to go. But if you decide to go ahead with this project, good luck. This has been discussed before. Why not just build a K24 and make more power with a motor that is guaranteed to fit? I'm sure it's possible if you can do some custom mounts, but I would question the motor fitting in the engine bay. They fit pretty tight in EKs and EGs, and the K motors are a fairly tight fit in the DC5s, let alone a J series. It's not happening even if it would be a built K24. Oh, wait, it's not happening. A built K24 would still be a better option for the less money. Well, definitely didn't know about an all-wheel drive swap, so I'm going to look into that. If you want to do a J swap, just buy an EK or whatever. Dude, all-wheel driving a DC5 is fail unless you're a baller, which I don't think you are since you have a base. This project would be very, very expensive, so much that you could just buy an all-wheel drive car. So yeah, it's retarded. I have a base too. I swapped in a K20R and I'm happy with it. My advice, swap in a K20 or K24. Yeah, so maybe it isn't possible. That's crazy. Let's see. Rex says, yeah, if the aftermarket support was there, J swaps would be the shit. Perfect for a J's racing themed build. Oh, wow. That's fucking cool. I like that. A J's racing J swap. Just teal. That J's racing teal turquoise color everywhere. Get the whole block powder coated, that teal color, the intake manifold, everything, just J's racing teal. That would fucking turn some heads, dude. They'd be like, what the fuck? And then you just get to tell people, be like, yeah, it's my J's Racing J35. Dude, there's got to be a way to make it fit. Screw says Frankenstein swap is my dream goals. Yeah, it used to be my dream goals. I think one day I'll definitely build a Frank swap for another car. But Rick says, by the way, I changed my name to JJ. JJ. What do you mean? Your name's Rex. It still says Rex. It was a joke with the bill. I thought you meant you changed like your Instagram name or something. I was like, what? JJ, the J series jet plane. Man, I gotta start fucking. As much as I don't feel like it, I'm gonna be a gangster and keep the content going for you guys on the weight reduction series and churn out another video. I mean, it's only 2 a.m. Probably have it up by like 4, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Fucking yeah. Yeah, I definitely forgot about that though. That the J swap and the RSX, yeah, it's not doable, or at least it's not doable right now. There's probably I feel like there's some way you can make it work. Like build your own mounts, right? It's not that hard to mock up mounts. But it's probably clearance. I think clearance is the biggest issue. Copy. Paste. So there's the first batch. Chris says K20A2 turbo. Chi-Town says, depending on if you have to do emissions. I'm not worried about that at all. I don't have to do emissions. Rick says someone on YouTube put a J into a DC2. Yeah, they're in EGs, EKs, DC2s, everything except an RSX. Chi-Town says you can get they don't make DC5 Hassport mounts for a J swap. There's no such thing. They make them for EGs, EKs, and DC2s, which is great. But Chris B says I don't have to do emissions either. Hey, there you go. Up high north, middle of the East Coast, we said fuck emissions. Oh, so I've always thought about upgrading the crank pulley on my my setup with the ATI Super Damper. You know, it's what they have a street version for street cars with like factory serpentine belt routing, you know, for all your accessories and shit. But then they make a drag car one. So obviously I can't run the drag car one because I'm not on a dry sump system and all that shit. So the ATI Street Super Damper for K20s is 5.5 inch outlet diameter. Well, I got bad news for me, maybe not for you guys, but so here's Checkered Motorsports selling OEM. I wanted to see what the K20A's crank pulley, the outlet diameter of that was. So basically, if you look here, Type R crank pulley is the smallest diameter at 5.115 inches out of all K20 crank pulleys. K20A2 is in the middle at 5.465 inches outlet diameter, and the K24 being the largest at 5.98. So basically, why do you think that is? I'll tell you why. out of all those engines, the K20A can rev the highest, hands down. So you got to think to yourself, okay, it can rev the highest, and it also has the smallest crank pulley. So basically, me and Cam were talking about this, why that is. A smaller pulley means the belt doesn't spin as fast, and a larger pulley means the belt's going to spin faster. Okay? So if I'm revving to 9,500 RPMs and you guys are only revving to like 86, right? Fucking what it means, why my crank pulley's got to be smaller is because I'm revving higher, spinning the belt faster as is. So they got to compensate it and put a smaller crank pulley on it. And the reason for that is because that belt's going to be spinning so fast. If I had the same crank pulley as y'all, that it would overspin the alternator pulley and probably fuck it up, or the water pump too. It might cause water cavitation in the oil pump and the water passages and shit, you know, like, yeah. So I'm probably not going to be running the ATI super damper, not unless I can, I don't even know. I don't know what I would do. Cause like the weird thing is like, yeah, I guess it's literally just because of how high the K20A can rev. Because the funny thing is they make the ATI super damper for all K20 engines. So like, I don't know. I feel like I need to call them up and ask them about it or something. You know, be like, yo, I got a K20A. Can I run your ATI super damper? And be like, am I gonna have like water cavitation or overspinning my alternator or some crazy shit? Because I mean, ATI super damper is legit, man. It's what's on the race cars and stuff like that. I mean, street version is 5.5 inch outlet diameter. The fucking the race version is like 7.3 inches in outlet diameter, so it's fucking massive. That's a huge step up. Like a K24 is basically 6 inches. It's 5.98. So 7.4 or 7, I think it might be 7.7 or whatever the hell it is. You know? Let's see. Shottown says, you know what I mean? Use all the stuff off a cord. You ever think of an S2000 engine? Fucking dude. I could walk all over S2000s in my car. And that's pretty funny because like everyone thinks like an S2000 would be lighter than an RSX, but nah. It's not that. Stock versus stock, an S2000 is not that much lighter. And with my car, the K20A, and all the shit I've done to it, dude, I could fucking walk the dog shit out of an F20 or an F22. I'm talking, you could put me up against any S2000 that's like just bolt-ons, and I guarantee you I'm gonna walk all the fuck over them. Rex says, yeah, S2000s aren't all that, at least in a straight line. Yeah, they're great, like track cars and drift cars. Chi-Town says, I'm saying the swap. Nah. No need, man. Like fucking K20A, K20's the way. Rex says, unless Johnny Tran pulls up, you're good. Fucking best fucking comment ever. Who you racing? Boom. You just raced Tran for slips. Jesse, don't do it. Probably has more than 100 grand under that hood. Uh-huh. Chi-Town says that in your car with a good setup. But I'm saying it's not worth it, bro. That's a rear wheel drive motor. It wouldn't work. You'd have to make the car rear wheel drive, which would be interesting. But at the same time, if I'm going to do any type of like drive swap or like, you know, changing it from front wheel drive, I'm definitely doing the all wheel drive swap. That's the one that matters. Rear wheel drive is Rear-wheel drive has its place and everything, but Chris B says Honda 2000. This fool is running a Honda 2000, not a S2000, a Honda 2000. Rex says, yeah, K would still be superior to F20, F22. People even put K20, K24s, and FRS. Dude, they fucking put K series motors, K swaps, in fucking MR2s. They put them in fucking a Pontiac Fiero. There's a fucking K swap out there with a Pontiac Fiero. There's a dude that's got a he's got an RX-7 with a K swap. There's a lot of them. Chattown says it would work. Check this guy out. This one guy called Canary. He has it on Acura Integra. And it's front wheel drive with the RSX transmission. Fucking yeah, I'm not saying dude, anything is possible. But I'm saying I don't care about a fucking F20 motor. Like K20A out revs an F20 all day. Like stock rev limit, you can get up to 88 or 8,900 RPMs in an F20. See? And that's right at a K20, but then you start fucking doing like engine management to the fucking K20A and adding bolt-ons and stuff. I mean, 9,500 RPMs, and DJ confirmed. He said he fucking bumped it up to 9,800 RPMs with not one issue. We were 200 RPMs away from fucking 10 grand. Like, we were talking moving some RPMs, 9,800 RPMs. I'm a little, until I get tuned, because you got to keep in mind, DJ's tuned. He was tuned with his K28 Del Sol. But dude, 9,500 RPMs is amazing. So like, that's me on a base map. Like, once I get tuned, we'll see what Brent says or see what all the tuners say. Like, I've had this one tuner in town tell me, he's like, oh, so what do you think you're gonna make? Like 220-ish? And I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, it's a K20A, not a K20A2. He's like, yeah, I know. The DC5 Type R one, yeah, it'd probably make about 225-ish. I was like, bullshit. I was like, that bitch better make 240, bro. I was like, if it makes anything less than 230, fuck that. I was like, Brent at PFI fucking took a K20A2 with Z1 cams, and that shit made like 233. So clearly it's in the tune, you know? That's what it comes down to, is the tuner. If they believe in their tune. Because like, Cam's got a Magnuson TVS 1900 blower fucking supercharger set up on his DC5, and he didn't even crack 400 horsepower on 14.5 pounds of boost. His tuner was holding back so hard, it's not even funny. He should have been cracking 420 to 440, I would say. Those Magnuson blowers are no joke. Chris B says old school Fiat. That'd be cool. Rex says, I love Chi-Town. No one's saying it wouldn't work. It's just not worth it. Chris B says, I mean Mini Cooper. Rex says, like getting a B18 to work in a DC5. Oh, that'd be easy, though. B18, like any B series motor in a DC5 would probably be pretty lax. Screwtech says, K-Swap Honda Beat. Dude, have you seen JDM Beat on Instagram? That dude put in the fucking work. He fucking fit a K20A in a fucking Honda Beat. We were talking so much fabrication. He's been working on that shit for like past 2 or 3 years probably. Chattown says there's this one junkyard over here that has that's a Acura TSX heaven. Dude, find me a 6-speed manual TSX for a good deal. Hook it up. I want one badly. Chi-Town says, I hope to do that. Dude, fucking it's so hard to find a 6-speed manual TSX that's not beat the fuck. But yeah, I think I might I might call up whoever makes, like, if I can get in touch with ATI and see what they think about it, or talk to a tuner or something, be like, yo, I'm a K20A, I got the baby crank pulley, like, can I use an ATI super damper? Is that going to complicate things, you know? All right, all that shit is copied, so let's eject this SD card. Fuck. Chi-Town says, man, 600? 600 what? Auto swap. Yeah, that is always an option, but it's hard to find TSX manual fucking parts. You can't find a fucking 6-speed manual TSX. How the fuck are you gonna find a manual 6-speed K20? Like, well, I guess you could do a RSX Type S transmission on it. Just fucking. Yeah, that's true. Could just Frank swap it. Frank swap it to a K20A2 transmission. That is true. But then, you know, it's like, hey, so much for a daily. Now I got another race car. Copy 9 items. Paste 9 items. Man, why would it do that? Man, that's some bullshit. Everything was in order until I fucking pasted that shit. Bitch. Not cool. Now I gotta reorder that shit. Fucking, yeah, tomorrow's game plan. Let's see. Take some brackets out, take the strut tower bar out, a little bit of vacuuming, a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of sanding, a little bit of flex sealing. And then depending on how dry the front area is, probably hit that with another coat of flex seal. And then that's about it, honestly. Then let that dry, let all that cure for like a day or two. It's crazy. I think it's already Friday. That's fucked. 2:15 a.m. Friday. Let it dry through the weekend, and then might take it for like a test drive. Put one of the driver seats in it, and then fucking see how light it feels. Or just drive around with one driver seat from now on and no interior. See how light it feels. I'm gonna laugh if it feels ridiculously lighter. Because, like, the funny thing is I took a shitload of weight out of the car, and then I'm adding Flex Seal in there, and Flex Seal is going to weigh a little bit. But I'll put it to you this way. 1 gallon of Flex Seal feels so fucking lightweight compared to that fucking 30 pounds or however many pounds of sound deadening is in the grocery bag. Like, if you were holding each one in each hand, like the gallon of Flex Seal is like, oh. And then this one's like, oh. It's fucking probably 3 times, 4 times the weight. Let's see. I doubt they would have the. Hold on, let's see. How much does 1 gallon of Flex Seal weigh? Let's see if I can find somewhere that's got it. See what it weighs. I should have weighed it before I put it on. Specifications. No, they're not going to tell you. That's bullshit. Chi-Town says, I wonder if I can make it happen with the base tax axle so they'll fit my spindles. I completely tore off my sound deadening out of my Civic. Yeah, it weighs a lot, man. The RSX, it's like 30 plus pounds. Dude, honestly, I feel like that bag feels heavier than 30 pounds. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, I'm a weakling or something. No real way to know unless you just weigh it. It definitely feels like a heavy grocery bag, though, for sure. Like, I would say there's like at least 25. I would say safe bet there's at least 25 pounds, maybe 30 pounds, somewhere in that area. Oh. I can't believe they don't tell you. Somebody's got to have that shit. Damn, bro. I can't believe that shit is fucking $90 per gallon. That shit is insane. Okay, so it says assembled product weight is 8 pounds. So it's like almost like a gallon of like if you picked up a gallon of milk, I think that weighs 7 pounds. So when you like lift like 8 pounds in this hand as opposed to that, it definitely feels like 3 times the weight. So that'd be probably like 25-ish, 24-ish, 25-ish. Flexio, liquid rubber in a can. Prevents rust and corrosion, mildew, and chemical resistant. That's not true. You know how you take off fucking Flexio? Dried up Flexio? Fucking acetone. Acetone's a chemical. I mean, not like a super complex chemical, but I read it online. That's how you, if you ever have to take the Flexio off, you fucking take acetone on a rag. That shit is gonna eat right through it. True story. Fun fact for you guys. But yeah, I think that's about all I got for tonight, guys. I'm fucking taxed out. I'm trying to think of anything else to talk about. I think that's about it. We've found Rust. We've talked K20 talk, F20 talk, D series talk, every talk. You guys want to talk about Honda generators? We can talk about some Honda lawnmowers. We talked Chris Fix. We've talked Scotty Kilmer. RXG says, all right, my dude. Catch you later. Have a good one, Rex. Catch you later, man. But yeah, guys, fucking probably just gonna chill out and relax. I gotta edit this video, wait for all this shit to upload and all that shit. Screw Texas Honda power washers in the future. We're gonna soup up a Honda Ginny. We'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I'll throw ITBs on a power washer. Oh my god. Screw Texas. I got a great one. Dude, fucking, yeah, I need that power washer in my life. But anyways, guys, good kicking it with y'all. Thanks for shooting the shit. Thanks for questions. Thanks for comments. Thanks for all that shit. You know, the typical outro. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Be on the lookout for the next episode of the weight reduction series. And yeah, I'm out. Have a good one, y'all. Be out.